Hey, what's going on YouTube? Hope you guys are having a great day. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the best class setups for the Krig 6 and Call of Duty Cold War. So let's get into it. So for the first attachment, we're going to be running the Micro Reflex LED sight. For me, this is the cleanest red dot sight in the game, in my personal preference. Now, sights come down to personal preference, but for me, the iron sights on this gun for me are pretty ugly, and me, I kind of prefer to run a reflex sight. Plus, this sight has a little bit of zoom, so you know it kind of helps me for the longer range, because you do use this gun for longer ranges a lot, and this sight is just kind of perfect for me because it could be used for those shorter ranges and longer ranges. So let's get in to the second attachment. So for this second attachment, I run the regular suppressor. Now the reason for this is it only negatives 15% bullet velocity and 15% negative effective damage range. Instead of the agency suppressor, it has 30% negative bullet velocity and 30% negative effective damage range. Now for me, I use this gun for a lot of longer range engagements, and having that 15% more of damage range and bullet velocity versus the agency suppressor is a lot better. And this gun is a laser beam, so you really don't need the added 7% vertical recoil control that the agency suppressor has. So let's get on in to this third attachment. So for the third attachment is the barrel. Now this barrel, for me, I like running the Ranger barrel, but you can really run the Ranger or the takedown barrel. This is going to completely depend upon you, whether you want bullet velocity because your hit rate is kind of off, you think, or you want the takedown barrel. If you think your hit rate is just fine, run the takedown barrel for that longer range. This is just going to come down to personal preference on this, but for me, I like having the more bullet velocity just so my kind of hit registration for me kind of feels better whenever I have, you know, the more bullet velocity and everything like that. And I don't really need the effective damage range. It doesn't feel like I do anyway, because this gun, it just has a long effective damage range out of the box. It's just super good at long range, and for me, I kind of like having the better hit reg just so it kind of feels just like hit detection whenever you're running this barrel. Pretty much it just feels like you have a hit detection gun, and for me, this is kind of like the best overall barrel to run for the Krig 6. So let's get on in to this fourth attachment. So for the fourth attachment, I like running the Sovo 50 round fast mag. Because of the pros and cons of this, you only lose 25% ADS time, and you make this up with another attachment, and the extra ammo that you get versus other mags is just completely worth it to have these extra mag, and the reload time is actually the fastest reload time mag. So all in all, for this mag, it is overall the best mag to use for the Krig 6 in my opinion, because you get the 50 bullets, you get more magazines just straight out of the box, you get more magazines, and the fastest reload time in all the magazines. So let's get into this next attachment. So for the final attachment, I like running the Airborne Elastic Wrap. This kind of, you know, gets our ADS speed back from losing that we lost in our mag attachment, and it adds flinch resistance, which is super important on the Krig 6 because you run it, and you run it for longer range, and if you're getting shot at long range and you don't have flinch resistance, then your bullets are going to be flying everywhere and you're going to be missing your target. And if you have this flinch resistance, you will still be able to stay on target and hit your shots at that longer range. And you can also aim while going prone. That's kind of like, you know, an extra added bonus if you like drop shot. Me, I'm not a big fan of drop shot in this game. Maybe I just haven't tried it enough yet, but for me, I kind of prefer jump shot, but that's just kind of like an extra added bonus on to this Airborne Elastic Wrap. So for me, this is the overall best wrap to run. So let's get into the lethals, tacticals, perks, and all that good stuff. So for my tactical, I like to run stem shot. Now for me, stem shot is the best tactical to run because I kind of, you know, rush a little bit more. And even though this class is more of a long range, you can still rush with it. So for me, stem shot is the best overall tactical to run in Call of Duty Cold War pretty much. So let's get into lethals. So for the lethal, I like to run the Semtex grenade. Now, this is also personal preference. You can kind of just run whatever, but for me, Semtexes are kind of overpowered just because of how easy they are to stick. And if you haven't run a Semtex, you really need to try it. It's super duper good. So let's get into the field upgrade. So for my field upgrade, I like running the field mic. The field mic is the best field upgrade in my opinion, just because it's pretty much just like a UAV, personal UAV, and even Ninja really doesn't counter a field mic. You might think it will, it actually doesn't. So you need to be running field mic if you're not already. Field mic is super good. So let's get into the perks. So for my red perks, I like running flat jacket and tag mask. Flat jacket and tag mask overall are the best red perks. I'm pretty sure everybody pretty much knows that. Flat jacket is super good because people are spamming grenades, Semtexes, all that. People are just spamming it. And tag mask is the best pretty much for, because lots of people are not running stem shot. They're running, you know, stun grenades, flashes, all that stuff. You can shake all that stuff off and just keep, you know, kicking pretty much. I mean, they just, if you're running this frag grenades, stun grenades, none of that has any kind of effect on you pretty much, and you'll never have to worry about any kind of that stuff again. So let's get into the blue perks. So for the blue perks, I like running Gearhead and Scavenger. Now blue perks is kind of personal preference, but for me, Gearhead and Scavenger for my extra ammo, and Gearhead so I can carry 2 field mics actually, you know, so I can have 2 personal UAVs. So let's get into yellow perks. So Ninja and Ghost are kind of, you know, everybody's running Ninja and Ghost. I've actually seen some people run Gunko, but for me, Ninja is just kind of more important overall. And Ghost is extremely important in this game because lots of people are running UAVs and stuff like that. So, Ninja for the quiet footsteps, Ghost so you don't get picked up on the radar while you're rushing into the enemy spawn. And just overall, this is the class setup that I like to run for the Krig 6. You know, you can kind of make your own kind of decisions on certain attachments and certain perks that you might like to run. But for me, this is overall the best class setup to use for the Krig 6 in Cold War. So that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like rating down below and comment if you use this class setup. If you do good with this class setup, comment your own class setup. If you have kind of a different build, comment your own class setup down there. And subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Turn on those post notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.